Hi gang, so this is the alternative interview with my mate Richard Crookes. He's just actually had an interview with Andy Varga, a very professional interviewer, podcaster. And Richard was telling his story. Now, we go out there and do Muesli and Mike, and we've been pals for some time, but we're just in a coffee shop now. This is quite unprofessional. Just put the mic here and the camera on, and our coffee's going to come in a minute. And I wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh dear.
More as a pal, about your life story, what you are, where you're going. You might not even be able to answer these questions, but just for the benefit of the viewers, when you did the Andy Varga podcast, which is superb and will be released soon on Surf Radio International Podcasts, he introduced you as an author.
He did.
An artist, probably artist-author or author-artist.
Yeah, something like
musician.
that.
An all-round good guy. I know. So how would you, for my Mr. GTV, my Mr. Mike Garner audience, and the TikTok people who follow me, and we've got something like 37,000 of them.
Right.
So although we're going to have a laugh, it's a lot of people. Yeah. How would you define yourself? What category would you put yourself into?
A village idiot.
I knew it was going to go this way.
Yeah, I know. It's just an ordinary guy now, doing my own thing. Doing my own thing. That's I've been doing my own thing all my life, really. That's what I do, my own thing. Here comes the coffee.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
That's really kind. Thank you. So there's our drinks.
I've been doing my own thing as a freelance artist all my life, and I love it. I still love it. I'm 65, 66 next week, and my official retirement comes along, and I love what I do. Still love it. Still get up every day loving what I do. So that's my measure of success, really. If I'm still doing that, I think I'm succeeding. But yeah, I've done all sorts. I've been working all my life in the art industry, publishing. I did a set of limited edition prints as a kid, and sold them around the galleries in the north of England, exhibited, all that kind of stuff. And then I got into the greeting card industry, working freelance, doing Christmas cards, and that I took that as my education. So I didn't go to art college. I got my place and I went for a week in the holidays and hated it. And so I just decided to do it my own way, and I taught myself everything I know, which is mine on the law, but it's good enough for me. And that's what I've done all my life. Got into the greeting card industry, and then that kind of all changed, and I got involved with publishers, Findhorn Press particularly, who are an alternative community in the north of Scotland, going back donkey's years. All their work is on alternative spirituality, wellness, self-help, self-development stuff. So I'm working in that industry, designing cards and book covers and now book layouts. But I'm retired really, I suppose, but I still like to keep my hand in and still enjoy what I do, you know. So, and other things I do, wood carving, calligraphy, photography, do a little bit of music, you know.
I mean, I'm officially retired, but then I set up the Mind Body Spirit group in Wuwei, and that's how we met, because you came along to that group.
Yeah.
And then I discovered then that you were designing tarot cards.
Yeah.
And then I think the following day or the day afterwards, you were doing a presentation of the decks that you've created, and I came along to that.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell me a little bit about your tarot deck design. How does that work?
Yeah, well, I was asked to do that by the publisher. The first deck, that's going back maybe 10, 12 years, for a guy called Stuart Pearce, who's when we made a joint creation of the Angels of Atlantis Oracle deck, which is still a great seller, you know, a long time after. He's very good at promoting that, and we created that deck. Then we created another one, the Angel Heart Sigils, after that, which I think is still going. And a few other projects, but then through the publishers I was working with astrologers, witches, gemstone essential oil therapists, people like that. Margaret Ann Lembo done a lot of decks for her, very successful stuff. You name it, and I enjoy doing it. It's great for me because it's I'm using my creativity to do a whole set of cards, 50, sometimes up to 70, nearly up to 80 cards a deck. So it's quite demanding, but it's it's a lot of freedom in it, to create your own stuff.
And the art oracle cards, I've wrongly said tarot.
I have done some tarot decks.
You have done tarot,
yeah.
yeah.
Some tarot
But the oracle decks, how do you define a tarot deck and an oracle deck? How do you see?
Well, the tarot is usually based on the system of the four suits, the pentacles,
correct,
the wands, the
swords,
and the cups. So, and there's 78 cards usually in that deck. There's a major arcana, the Fool, through the Sun, the Empress, the Lovers, all that stuff. And that's very kind of ancient system. But the oracle cards are kind of maybe a more modern interpretation of that. They're used for divination and self-help and on all sorts of subjects.
I do the tarot, as you know, and I also use the John Holland empathic psychic oracle deck, which is the one that I teach and also work with. But you've gifted me with some lovely decks that you've created, which I find great because I know you. Yeah. But also,
well, it's nice to have somebody that's interested. I know you're very skilled at that. I did Michael's enrolled on Michael's tarot reading course, which was really interesting for me because I'm not a reader. But it was great to see somebody using it in a very systematic way and to learn the decks in a systematic way, which I hadn't done before, even though I'd been working in that industry. So it was
Thank you.
Very, very good.
The artwork is phenomenal, and all your artwork, you play yourself down, but where we are at the moment, Sarpra area, along the Clong, which is the river, the canal, because it's a floating market area, isn't it? Yeah. There's an art gallery that's displaying your work.
Yeah, I've got a couple of drawings in there, and
a couple of drawings. They're absolute masterpieces. Absolute masterpieces. If you Google, where would they find where could people see your stuff?
Well,
Facebook.
Facebook's
Richard Crookes.
The best place. Yeah, Richard Crookes. That's Crookes with an E-K-E-S, C-R-O-O-K-E-S. And I've got albums on there of all different kinds of work. The calligraphy. Calligraphy was a big part of my life.
Okay.
I did that for many, many years and did that professionally. Watercolours, ink drawings, some wood carving, you name it really.
I think that what impressed me massively, well, everything, but the Merlin stuff that you do.
Yeah, the ink drawings, that set of
Oh
ink
my
drawings.
goodness me, the detail. And in every square inch, there's a picture within the picture.
They're very, very highly detailed. They're about 18 by 12 inches, and they're. I've always been a fan of Albrecht Dürer, if you know his work, woodcuts. Incredibly detailed, beautiful work, and I was kind of tempted to create something like that. So I'd done a lot of ink drawings as a kid, working at school, and I'd come back to that in these later years and really enjoyed it. And also that was a response to kind of the AI stuff that's coming out, because I could see that creative artists are going to have a lot of problems with the AI being everywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I thought you've got to get back to real drawing, and almost as a performance. So I filmed quite a lot of that, and so that people can actually see you working. You were making that. You're turning a blank piece of paper into a piece of art, and you're not just pressing a button. Because I've worked in digital art for a long time, so people can get the wrong idea of it really.
I think dehumanising art and dehumanising music has got a place, but you can't replace humans.
No, definitely not. I think there's going to be a big backlash, and I think it's going to be actually a real catalyst for more creativity for people. I really think it's going to naturally happen. So all things are in place really.
So you've talked about hand drawings and watercolours, but I've seen, because I've been privileged to go to two of your dwellings, because you've got a place in Bangkok where we are now. You've got a place in Hua Hin. Your carvings and your model making.
Yeah, that's a bit of fun really. The model making is fun. Wood carving is something I've done bits and pieces all my life. I keep coming back to it. I grew up in my dad's garage playing them in the woodshedings because my grandfather was a carpenter and my dad was actually he was an aircraft engineer, but in his spare time he was a great woodworker. And so I grew up making things in his garage, you know, with him and playing in the woodshed. And so I just love the texture of wood. So I do bits of that.
It's interesting that parallel because my father was in aviation.
Yeah,
We've talked about this.
Yeah, he was.
And also my uncle was a joiner.
Right.
And my great uncle was a picture framer.
Ah, right.
So, you know, similarity.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities
in backgrounds. But one of the pieces that you made, which is typically Richard or typically Muesli Slush, and you call him the blind juggler. A blind juggler. And it's a superb. And you've actually made it from an offcut, haven't you?
Yeah, it was just a piece of wood found behind a shed.
Tell us about the blind juggler.
Yeah, he stands about 12 inches high, something like that. And it's kind of a jester character, the fool, you know, which I kind of identify with that personality.
Not at all.
I mean, it's the first card in the Major Arcana Tarot deck.
I was going to say it parallels to the Tarot Joker that we've just been talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Somebody who's jumping off a cliff, you know, into the unknown, and my life's been a bit like that.
It's somebody, I see the Joker in the Tarot as not just the fool, it's the person who actually makes fun of the world, that actually doesn't follow the system.
Yeah.
He's outside of the matrix.
That's right. It's like that in Shakespeare, you know, the fool in Shakespeare and King Lear. He's the one who's got all the wisdom, the king, advising the king. So he's a very interesting character. Yeah, so I made this model of this juggler, and as I was making it, I didn't really actually think. I didn't think about juggling at first. He was just going to be a fool, but as I was going along, I thought it'd be interesting to give him some juggling balls. I kind of identify with that in my life, you know. My life's been
You've
a bit
explained this to
random.
me before,
Yeah.
and actually just adding to that, a lot of people do try to keep too many balls in the air.
Yeah, they do, and it's okay to drop them.
It's okay to drop them, yeah. And this is a wood carving that's beautiful. And you've actually put shoelaces with cord on it. The detail is phenomenal.
Yeah. It was fun to do, and it was I kind of used it as an educational piece for me because I wanted to really get back into some highly detailed carving, and I hadn't done much, so I just picked the first subject that came to mind, and I'm really trying to make it, real finished pieces.
Tell me and tell everybody about your alter ego, which is Muesli Slush.
Yeah, well, that's the book that I wrote and self-published last year.
Brilliant book.
It's a collection. The first half of it's a collection of sort of small anecdotes and scenes from my life living here in Thailand. I started writing these little sketches about 10 years ago, going to learn Tai Chi in the park, things like that. And just anything that I saw. It's not about tourist Thailand. It's not about the normal reason people to come to Thailand. It's just normal everyday life and what I was seeing. It's more about how I see the world, Michael. I'm not really wanting to give any message. I'm just showing this is how I view the world and this is what I see, and it might be of interest to people, it might not. But it was important to me to try and make it funny because I'm a joker by nature, and I didn't want it to be, even though there's serious material in it, I wanted it to be light-hearted.
Yeah, I've been moved by a lot of the wisdom that comes through it. You always say you've got nothing to teach, but I learned a lot from you, and in the book that comes across your perspective, your take on life, seeing things through your lens as an artist. It's certainly given me an opportunity to look at things in different ways, so I think it is quite a powerful.
Thank you.
And you've self-published that. How easy was that?
Not difficult, really. I've done a couple of things before that. I did some cartoon books for my cat, Ning, and I published those as Kindle books on Amazon. So I found the route into that publishing. It's quite easy. You just upload, make the PDF, upload to Amazon, and then you set the price, and it's out there in the world. But when it came to the Muesli Slush, I wanted that to be available as a real hard copy book. So I designed it myself on my own book design programs and published it through Amazon, and it's there. You can buy it anywhere.
Now, Muesli Slush, which is your alter ego, is an esoteric adventurer. An esoteric investigator.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, the original idea was going to be a detective. He was going to be like a new age detective in search of himself. That was the original idea, and I suppose that is still in there, but it became a wider subject. The second half of the book is about a trip I made up to the north of Thailand. It was called a Vision Quest, up to the jungles above Chiang Mai, a 7-day trip, which involved 3 days and nights fasting alone in the jungle. Very, very good, interesting stuff. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of it's all true actually. Or even though there's bizarre incidents, it's all true, and it's just how I see the world. Somebody once said to me, I mean, I've been successful in a way. I mean, I'm still doing what I love to do. So to me, that's success. I've had periods of high income and I've had periods of no income, and it's been up and down. You know, that's been my life. And somebody said to me once that it's your life. It's the art of living.
I like that.
The art of living is your story, and it's and I thought that's interesting to see it like that. How I've got through my life and solved the problems that have cropped up here and there, and the choices I've made is my art, maybe. You know, I don't know whether that's true, but the book is really about that. So it's my life, and that's it's seeing yourself as an art object.
Yeah. No, well, definitely. Since I've been 50, I thought I'd stay in industry till I was 65, and personal circumstances changed my perceived future, and at 50 I went self-employed.
Yeah.
But before that I had this safety blanket that, what's the word, when a trapeze artist has a safety net, safety net is the word I'm looking for, of a pension, an income. I was a single dad, so I needed to make sure I always had a roof over my head. I think you've been extremely brave to live sort of like self-employed, using your own skills, and no safety net really. Like you say, you've had earnings and then you've had nothing.
Yeah, that's right. So I've had to adapt. But I mean, I've had to make serious choices about that. I because I love what I do, and I knew that it was insecure. Really. I knew that I made a purpose decision not to have children. So that was, and when I was 29, I made sure of that, you know. So that was a choice, and I don't regret that at all, because I love kids. I love to, just great fun, and you can learn a lot from them. They're great. But I just didn't feel responsible enough to have my own, really.
Right.
So I definitely chose not to have it.
I think you'd be a great dad.
Well, people have said that, and I've got, kids have cropped up in my life here and there, various relationships, and I love them all, and it's been very important to my life. But I've kind of never felt the need to have my own, really.
No, okay.
And I don't regret that at all. So, but that was a serious choice that maybe other people wouldn't. I didn't want to get a normal job, I couldn't do a 9 to 5. I just couldn't do it. And I just didn't want to be in that situation. So
no. Just to tell the listeners that there's lots of noise in the background. There's a lady here making jewellery, and she dropped her beads. And they were chasing all over.
We're just talking about the juggler dropping the balls.
Absolutely, just dropped all the beads. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, hopefully the microphone's here. It didn't disrupt too much. Musician. Tell us about the music. How did that come in? Because obviously that's creative also.
Yeah, I mean, I've no idea. I always wanted to play guitar when I was a kid. I've got a guitar, couldn't play it. Tried various things, could never do it. But yeah, when I was about 50 or 55, I had a cafe in Wuwei, and I met a friend who was one of the pioneers of what they call digital looping, taking recording pieces of music and building layers up and repeating them, repeat patterns. And I kind of got into that. I started playing a Japanese. The first instrument I was playing, which was a gift from a friend of mine here in Bangkok, was a shakuhachi. Japanese flute, which
easy for you to say.
It's only got 4 holes. I thought, well, it looks simple. It's not complicated. And I started playing that and kind of took to that. But then, not long after, I I treated myself to a clarinet, which I saw in a shop. This is a beautiful object. I won't be able to play it. If I can't play it, I'll put it on the wall. You know, beautiful. And then I just picked that up and started playing.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I just played it. And I'm not trying to play any tunes. I just improvise. And the people that I met through the cafe, and my friend Francis in UK, who's a great musician, we started collaborating. And I mean, I think I have no idea what I'm doing, and I just do it.
Sounds very good for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
I haven't got a clue, but the people that I've met love it, and I don't know why they love it, but I just do it. They want me to do it, and I do it, and I don't know what I'm doing, but
you're playing by ear,
stuff. Yeah,
you're
totally
playing by
ear.
intuition,
yeah.
And you're freelancing it, really, aren't you?
Absolutely. I don't try and play any tunes, because if I try and do that, I'll get it wrong. So I just play. I just start playing, and I try and get into a meditative state. I use drones in the background, and that automatically puts you into a.
There's a clarinet.
Yes.
A saxophone.
I have tried saxophone. I didn't get on with the saxophone.
Okay.
It was too loud. When I was playing, I couldn't. I'm self-conscious, but the clarinets can play quite quietly. Yeah, I play the koto, Japanese koto, which is a huge instrument, beautiful thing, and something called a Nagoya harp, which it's a bit like an auto harp. It's a bit like, it's got a keyboard which you play with your left hand, and you pluck the strings with your right hand, like that. And it's very interesting.
I bought one off you.
Yeah. Very unusual sound and very strange thing. So I just mess around and I just play, start playing, and if it sounds right, I play it, and if it sounds wrong, I don't play it, and that's all I know. But that's what I've done.
Nobody would know that you're not classically trained, and nobody would know that you're not formally playing a structured piece of music, because it sounds superb.
Well,
where can people listen to your music?
Yeah, that's on YouTube. I've got a channel called Wuwei Records.
Wuwei Records.
Wuwei, Wuwei, which is a Japanese or a Chinese concept of not forcing things, not trying too hard, just letting things happen. That's the idea of Wuwei, and that's exactly what I do. I just let it happen. But yeah, Francis is a very good musician, a very good pianist and bass player. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. But he says what you just said, that it sounds like I know what I'm doing. But
I think that's far better, because you're creating your own vibe, and you're communicating something through music from inside yourself, rather than playing a cover, or a cover being copying somebody else.
The good thing about the looping is, this is why I got on with it so well, is because you play your own kind of bass track. If you only 2 or 3 notes you can play, and then you play on top of that, so you're always in tune with yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to. I mean, I don't even know what key I'm in. I haven't got a clue. But because you're building on your own layers of sound, you're always in tune with yourself, and that's how it works for me. But people ask me, can you play that in C, or I mean, I haven't got a clue what they're talking about. So, but I know Michael's an extremely good pianist, and he's very modest. But you want to have to check out Michael's piano work and organ, keyboard, fantastic stuff. And I wish I could do that, but I haven't got a clue.
I mean, guitar was where I started many years ago at a church youth club. I had some people I looked up to.
Right.
One particular guy who might watch this is called Paul Braddock, who was like Eric Clapton to me.
Right. Yeah.
And he could play very well.
Yeah.
He had a rhythm guitar, an acoustic guitar, and a 6-string lead guitar. And I used to play rhythm, and he used to play lead in his mum's front room.
Fantastic.
And we actually went to my sister's 21st birthday party and played there.
Brilliant.
And it's been onwards. You were just explaining about.
My belief that art is about healing, and it's a sacred duty to be to make something of beauty and
to do something pleasant.
Yeah, that's right.
Do anything ugly.
No, I mean, there's enough of that in the world. Why spoil it? And make something of beauty and inspire people to do the same. And my goal in my work is always to improve, always to make the best thing you can possibly make, the most beautiful thing you can make. And that's my reason for doing it. That's the reason I get up every day doing it.
I agree. What's next for you, Richard?
Well, yeah, I'm just moving into a new period where my pension will be coming in about a month's time, which has been the first kind of regular income I've had since I was 20.
That's good. That's very good.
So it's going to give me some freedom to be perhaps
and you
more
deserve
creative.
it.
Yeah,
You've
well,
paid in.
Yeah, I have paid into me. I paid my national insurance all my life, so that's going to be a great thing. But yeah, so I've got wood carvings planned. I'm working on a couple of carvings at the moment. I'm really enjoying that. But I think I've got another book in the pipeline. I've got another book in me. I like to write another one. And I'll be doing some more music. My friend Francis has just sent me some more backing tracks, so I'll be getting the musical instruments back out when I get down to Wuwei and do some more recording. But I mean, who knows? I'm always ready for a new challenge and doing new things. You know, I don't like to do the same thing twice. Really, I always like to keep creative, keep interested. You know,
yeah, otherwise you're living on repeat.
I don't want to keep the same style over and over again. I can't do that. I need to be interested and inspired and really get up and want to do it every day.
It's good to grow.
Definitely.
Good to continue
good to learn,
learning.
good to change.
Learning.
You know, change is a good thing, I think.
And fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And really enjoy
Don't
yourself.
take yourself too seriously, because we don't and you don't.
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah, I'm talking a lot now, but absolutely right. It's all fun. And you see, my work's always been play. Yeah, I think I never think about work. I'm always playing. I'm always playing around, you know, and that's my view of what work should be. You know, you should be enjoying it. You should be taking risks with it, really, and trying new stuff all the time, trying improving. That's my way.
I appreciate this time. I mean, we're going to go and have some lunch now, but we just sat in this coffee shop, and Richard didn't know I was going to do this, and actually he's been looking at this very lovingly and longingly. He ordered a cake, which he's going to have now, and I stuck the microphone under his nose and said, I'm going to interview you. He said, oh right, okay. So we just go with the flow, don't we?
Yeah. That's what's good about our friendship. We're kind of inspiring each other, aren't we, to do unusual stuff.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. I hope you're enjoying listening.
Well, if you want to catch up with Richard, you can find him on Facebook.
Yes, Richard Crookes.
Richard Crookes. You can find him on Wuwei Music. Wuwei.
Yeah, Wuwei Records on YouTube channel, and there's also a Richard Crookes channel. I think the Richard Crookes channel is at RW Crookes, and that's spelled differently. That's at RW CRUX.
Well, wherever you're viewing this, I'll put all the links to get to Richard in the comments or in the subtext, and you can also find me and Richard on
Muesli and Mike.
Muesli and Mike.
Yeah.
And we've got some videos, and this will be one of them. This will be one of them, and onwards and upwards as we go into 2026, because the world is changing. There's some very interesting, as we're making this. If you're from the UK, which is where I am, I mean, Richard, you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Lancashire.
Lancashire, yeah. Manchester and
Preston,
yeah. So that's where I've got a similar accent. There's lots of interesting things going on in the world at the moment. Some royal stories.
Right royal stories,
yeah, which is changing things. So don't get too serious with that.
No.
They're just stories. And just look at them and be the witness of that, and don't let any of that get to you, because here we are having, well, this is yours, I'm not having it, but you know, we're going for food now, and just be light with everything that you get on the television, and check out Richard's previous work through all the pages that we've suggested, and thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Michael. I will do the same for you, and I'll be interviewing you before long.
Oh, I look forward to that.